What is up? I don't know if I cleaned off the camera or not. Hold on. No, don't even start with that. So I wrote an essay a while ago on how God made me a mind reader. And it's... Maybe I should explain that I've tested this many times. I thought, well, maybe it's just my thoughts. Maybe it's just me. It's not. I mean, there used to be a part of me that wished it was. That wished I was just crazy and, you know, like having some kind of confirmation and having some kind of like, you know, delusional grandiosity bullshit fucking meltdown or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. But what I used to think was small thinking, and it was preferable for me to stay there than to talk about what was going on in my life, like what God and my higher self and through following the Christ was doing in my life. And I can't stay quiet about it. I wrote an essay on it, and it's in my Substack, about how God made me a mind reader. And I've noticed it again recently, like very powerfully. And just tonight, I went into the gym just to take a shower and plug, you know, my phone into the wall, because I can't, right now, I can't charge my big battery off the car battery, which is usually how I charge my phone, because our radiator is shot. And I'm trying not to run the car for too long, like idle it or drive it for very long, because the radiator's leaking so badly. But I go into the gym tonight, you know, to get a shower and plug in my phone, and I am not a catty woman. I've never been like that. I've never been jealous. If I see somebody, especially a woman, who has something that I want, or looks a type of way that I want to look, or, you know, looks healthy or strong or whatever, I tend to get close to her so I can find out what she knows, so then I can apply that knowledge to my life. I'm not trying to be her. I've never wanted to be anyone else. Like, I'm just not like that. I just genuinely don't compare myself with other people. And I've been that way my whole life. Even in school and stuff like that, like, I never remember looking at anybody and being like, oh, I wish I was them, or I wish I was as popular as them. It's just never been part of my makeup. So I go into the gym tonight, and like I said, I'm just taking a shower and plugging in my phone so I can actually have a charge on my phone. And I'm in the shower, and I'm all right in the shower. You know, I'm just kind of having my like internal conversation with the Father and my higher self, angels, if you prefer that verbiage, whatever. And man, I get out of the shower, and I'm obviously like older than a lot of the women in there, and you can really tell because of my hair, you know, like it's natural gray and silver. And I get out of the shower, and I'm blow drying my hair, you know, just because it's cold outside and I don't want to have wet hair. And this barrage of bullshit thoughts that are not mine, it's definitely not that's not even my energy. It's not my energy. It's not my thought process at all. Comes at me. One after another. Different women are coming into the locker room, you know, look at themselves. You'd be shocked. I mean, I'm kind of shocked at how many women come in and like full on check themselves out, like as though their bodies changed in the last 20 minutes since they last looked at themselves. I don't know. I've never been like very much a mirror person. I'm not really very vain that way. And the constant like looking in the mirror, like looking at their rear ends and checking out their outfit, and It's like, do you not know what you look like? I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. And there's nothing wrong with looking good. There's nothing wrong with like a healthy amount of vanity, you know, where like you're actually taking pride in how you look. That's a good thing. But that's not what's going on with a lot of these ladies. And I feel this constant comparison between me and the other women coming in, and they're all younger than me, every single one of them. And they're all like looking at me. Like, I don't know, what are you looking at? Like, what are you looking at? And I'm doing constant like return to sender spells, which are just words basically, like just, you know, I'm Teflon, you're glue, you know, whatever crappy energy you send at me bounces off me and sticks back onto you. It's a great game that we played as kids, you know, rubber and glue. I turned it into Teflon and glue. And because spell work goes more deeply into thoughts and like people throwing energy at you than it is just words. And so I'm doing this and it subsides, it goes away. But like the amount of it, and right now the gym is full of New Year's resolution people, and God bless their hearts, you know, at least they're thinking about bettering themselves. But I know that in, you know, 2 to 6 weeks, 2 to 6 weeks, they won't, most of them will not be in there because they're not committed to bettering themselves. They're not committed to their health. Which may sound funny as you see me smoking a cigarette, but believe me, I'm committed to my health. And getting better, getting stronger. And the amount of it is almost intolerable to me. Going into the gym, you know, and people are wearing their cutesy little outfits and just messing stuff up. Like the shower that just got fixed in the women's locker room is broken again. Because I'm sure some New Year's resolution person went in there and just didn't give a shit, you know, because they're not invested. They're not invested in that place. They're not, you know, they're not friendly with any of the employees. And it's like when you're friendly with employees, you know, you start seeing them as people, obviously, because they are people. But you start like seeing them more as like, they're more as like, you know, they're friends. They're not friends, but they're like acquaintances. You get to know them by name. They check you in when you walk in. They don't just, you know, I don't just walk in and check myself in with my phone. Like I take the time to talk to them. And they know my name. They know me by face. A lot of them just check me and they're just like, I got you. And so I don't have to, you know, tell them my phone number or anything to check in. And, you know, like if nobody, like they hadn't been told that the shower was broken. Like if you don't tell the staff that the shower is broken, they cannot, literally cannot, by lack of awareness, put a work order in to fix the freaking shower. And it's the only handicapped shower in that locker room. And I know it was somebody who just doesn't care, you know, who just wasn't, you know, just isn't invested in the place, isn't invested in themselves, and therefore doesn't care. Goes in there and breaks some shit and doesn't even tell the staff. Like, the staff doesn't care if you broke it or not. The staff doesn't care who broke it. They just want to get it fixed so that it's there for the rest of Planet Fitness's clientele kind of thing. And, man, I'm just trying to get a shower. And this is the kind of shit that, you know, God's peculiar people, who are in fact chosen, because they chose God, because they chose the path, the holy path, the righteous path. They chose the Christ within them. They were called, and thank God, God made sure that I was fit for duty and that I could answer the call, because a lot of people got called and very few were actually fit for duty. Very few were actually fit to answer the call. And, man, I'm just trying to get a shower. Mind you, like, I'm just trying to take care of normal stuff. I'm not even trying to do anything extraordinary or, you know, just trying to take a shower. And, this is the kind of stuff that I go through, like, daily. And I feel the energy off of these young women, and some of them, I hear their thoughts. Like, I hear what they're thinking in their mind. And it can be uncanny at first. It's very off-putting to hear other people's thoughts, to hear their bullshit inner narrative. That's, I mean, for the most part, It's very poisonous. It's very, it's just nasty. It's just nasty. It's negative, and it's comparison and rivalry and like all this weird stuff, especially amongst the women. And all I can do is sit in there and just like plead the blood of the lamb over them, you know, and just bless them, because I refuse to lower myself to that kind of bullshit. I've never been that kind of person, like I explained. And then, you know, on top of that, I'm not going to let somebody else's crappy attitude, like, you know, bring me down. And, like this morning, we were parked. I parked the car, kind of near where we are right now. But, you know, like somebody drives by at 8 in the morning, blaring their horn at my car. There was no one else, because I got out of the car and I looked. There was no one else around. It's like people just do like the most asshole things sometimes. They just want to wake me up, I guess. I'm not sure what that like logic is behind that. I'm sure there isn't any logic behind it, but it happens every once in a while. Some jerk will just, you know, see that I'm sleeping in my car and, you know, decide to lay on their horn right as they pass my car. And I got out of the car and I looked, you know, to make sure it wasn't like a dog in the road or something, because right where we were, people walk their dogs there a lot. And no, there was nobody. It was just one of those jerks that likes to do shit like that. And rather than let it bother me, because usually like a year ago, if that had happened, I would have like, it probably would have like pissed me off and wrecked my morning. But instead I get back in the car and I know what car it was too that did it. I've never seen that car before, which is typical. It's usually not the locals that do shit like that. It's usually some dumbass kid or whatever the fuck. But, you know, I just take a look at Moo and I'm like, just one look at Moo. I'm talking about my dog. My dog, I call her Moo. Just one look at Moo, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. And I just, that's how I like deflect a lot of negativity from people, is, you know. And then since I got out of the gym, I've had very little contact with anyone. And like even right now, I'm parked in a parking lot of a garage, a gas station, and still I'm like far away from people though. And I noticed that the amount of what I hear in my head, it's my narrative. It's not other people's. Confirmation. Oh. Confirmation, excuse me. And it's amazing how when your nervous system is rewired, how you get confirmations through your body. Like your body is a biofeedback loop for all the things that you like. Normally I would have had to wait, you know, a couple minutes, maybe a couple hours for confirmation on things. Now it's like, it's instantaneous. 1311 on the timer. And what a relief that is to get almost instant confirmation. In many different ways. It's not always burping or, you know, an itch on the end of my nose or something. It's many different ways, and depending on where it shows up in my body, it means something. And just how extraordinary of an experience all of it is, and how I just marvel at the majesty of God. All the time. I just marvel at the amazingness of it all. How my body works in tandem with him. And, you know, how Mother Wisdom, and I call her Mother Wisdom because in Proverbs, in the book of Proverbs, wisdom is always talked about as a woman. Always to seek her out, to seek her riches above everything else, that her riches are better than rubies and gold, which is true, 100% true. Because if you're not wise, even if you have the money, what good is it to you? None. So, but you know, just to do something simple like getting a shower, you know, can become such a large amount of spiritual warfare. And I know it's not me. I know it's not, because the moment I leave the gym, all of it's gone. It's just gone. It's like I'm, you know, I get my quiet inner narrative back. That's mine, because my mind is quiet. Like, I'm not constantly in my mind, you know, just, and most people's brains are just constantly chitter chatter. It's constant. Very few people have like a quiet mind. And even with, you know, our radiator totally screwed right now and everything like that, like I went to the mechanic to get an estimate on it. Which, I mean, it sucks right now because I can't turn the heater on in the car, because then I have to turn the car on and let it idle. And it's just no good. I can't turn the heater on for more than about 10-15 minutes at most. And when I stop at stoplights, I can see the water vapor coming from under my hood. Oh God. So I took it to the mechanic and I got an estimate on it. It's like $923, which I don't have currently. However, and if you're watching this video and you are into praying and like sending positive vibes, I am so grateful. Also, if you want to donate to us, my Cash App is in the description of this channel. It's the $ refined gratitude for my Cash App. I think my Venmo is at refined gratitude. It's the same, it's a picture of me and my dog, or it might just be a picture of Bella. I'm not sure. But either way, that's me, refined gratitude, on Venmo and Cash App. So, you know, if you want to donate to us, I had just started saving money for new tires because we need them. And, you know, that's going to have to wait now. But, how, you know, just a year ago, I would have been tripping hard, you know, and worried and not resting in the Father's provision. And I feel like genuinely really calm about it all. And considering this car is our home and it keeps us off the streets, it's a big deal that our radiator is shot right now. But I'm checking it every time I stop driving. I check the car, make sure that it's got confirmation, make sure that it's got enough fluid in it. I've just been using water as per the mechanic's recommendation, because coolant is expensive. Well, it's not expensive, but if you're buying, like, you know, I mean, I would have probably bought like 2 gallons of coolant right now, which is like $30, and I don't need to be spending that money. But how just like resting in the Father, resting in the provision of, you know, God and his laws, you know, because God set up these perfect universal laws that work to our advantage all the time. And then resting in his word as well, that all things work together for the good. Everything works together for my benefit. Even the shitty things, everything works together for my benefit. And how I truly rest in that. I'm like, I sleep like a baby every night. I really do. Not worried about anything. And how that might seem kind of inhuman at first. It did to me. It felt very inhuman to be fearless, truly just fearless. And I don't mean like not having an intellectual response to danger. Of course, that's, you know, that's a totally different story. But even in the face of danger, like actual danger, how I don't trip out. Like, I'm not afraid. Like, I'm aware of things, but I'm not afraid of them. And how inhuman it seemed to me at first to not worry, to genuinely not be worried about things. It seems unnatural at first, and then you get used to it, kind of settle into it, and you realize that God has your back with everything, and there's literally no reason to worry about anything. And that may sound kind of crazy, you know, way to live at first, but you know, honestly, now that I've been doing it for a couple years, I genuinely feel like it's crazy to worry about things, and it's crazy to live in fear. So it's really a matter of perspective and perception. You know, God's ways are not our ways. God's ways are higher. His thoughts are higher than ours. And Mother Wisdom too. And how I can't imagine ever going back now you know, now going back to me just seems like torture. And, you know, the perfect love of God casts out all fear and everything that torments. And, anyway, I hope this video finds you blessed. Baby, what are you chewing on? Please stop, baby. I gotta pick this up again. Please stop. Stop. You're just being a noodle because I turned on the video camera. You always, Belle, stop. Let me have it. What do you do? She always eats the ass out of her toys. This is Mickey Mouse's ass after my dog is done with it. I don't know if she goes direct. Belle, stop. Let me pick it up. She always goes directly for the ass end of things. It's interesting. But I genuinely hope this video finds you blessed. If you would pray for us. The last comment I got, you know, somebody was surrounding us with a circle of love. I 100% am grateful for that and 100% appreciate. I just appreciate that so much. So, you know, if this video resonated with you at all, and you find, you know, that you're losing your worries and losing your fear, that's amazing. And I pray that it continues for you. But, every little bit helps, whether it's monetary help or it's, you know, prayers through help and prayers through positive vibes. Excuse me. Sending positive vibes or prayers, either way. But if this video resonated with you and all, please like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel out and I really appreciate it. Anyhow, love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace be with you.